Britain, gather round. Because if you thought political déjà vu couldn't get any weirder, you're in for a treat. Imagine waking up to a prime minister who's convinced he's just gifted the nation something it never had, when, in reality, he's just rewrapped yesterday's leftovers and slapped on a shiny new label. Welcome to the whirlwind that is UK politics, and welcome to Bennifer News, your one-stop shop for decoding the latest government gaffes and parliamentary plot twists. Before we unpack the most face-palmy moment in Westminster this week, smash that subscribe button like you're hitting the Commons voting buzzer. Don't miss a single scoop of sweet political irony. Now, let's set the stage. Parliament, buzzing with anticipation, as Prime Minister Starmer struts in, chest out, ready to announce, drum roll, please, 3 brand new trade deals with the EU, US, and India. Sounds impressive, right? But here's where the story kicks up a notch. Starmer, with the confidence of someone who's just reinvented the wheel, declares that these agreements give Britain an unprecedented level of access to the EU market. Wait, what? Did we just slip into an alternate reality where the last 4 decades of EU membership were just a collective fever dream? Did Britain somehow go from full access to the world's biggest trading bloc to celebrating a partial invitation back to the party? Have you ever witnessed someone sell you back your own coat and expect applause? That's the vibe. Cue the entrance of Stephen Flynn, the SNP's sharp-tongued Westminster leader, who, unlike the rest of the room, seems to remember history beyond last week. Flynn, never one to let a political howler slide, didn't even need his notes. He took to social media with the speed of a seasoned meme lord. The Prime Minister just said his deal gives unprecedented access to the EU. Should someone tell him? It's the political equivalent of watching someone claim they discovered gravity by tripping over their own shoelaces. But why stop at a tweet when you can deliver the burn in Parliament itself? Flynn, with the precision of a stand-up comic who's just spotted someone with their tag sticking out, pipes up. This isn't surrender, but let's not pretend it's membership. An unprecedented access? That's just silly. Translation: did you just try to sell us sliced bread by calling it a culinary revolution? But then, plot twist. Flynn, rather than basking in the glory of a perfect clapback, pivots to substance. He brings up the Acorn carbon capture project in Scotland, a high-stakes climate initiative that could mean thousands of jobs and a greener future. Here's the twist. Can you imagine calling out someone's blunder, then immediately asking for their backing on something vital? It's like pointing out spinach in your mate's teeth and then asking to borrow their car. Brilliant, right? So, does the government actually back Acorn? Starmer, still dusting himself off from his earlier blunder, dodges and weaves. This deal lets us move forward on renewables and carbon capture, especially in Scotland, where job opportunities are massive. We'll push for it. Translation: yes, maybe, but let's change the subject. Then, in a classic political sidestep, Starmer shifts the focus to Scottish whiskey and salmon, urging Flynn to support the trade deals for the sake of the industry. Is this a genuine appeal, or just a distraction? Why do politicians always reach for fish and booze when the going gets tough? Is this the Westminster version of look, a squirrel? Let's zoom out. What does all this mean for you? First, it's a masterclass in Brexit-era doublethink. The government wants to celebrate new deals as historic achievement, while glossing over the fact that we had better access before. Is this progress, or just a well-spun downgrade? Second, it shows the SNP doubling down on its "we told you so" stance, clever politics, but will it sway anyone on independence? Third, the real work, like the Acorn project, risks getting lost amid the posturing. Is Westminster capable of prioritizing substance over spectacle? For those watching in Scotland, this is your political reality. On one hand, you've got projects that could change your community. On the other, you're watching politicians squabble about semantics instead of securing your future. Is this really the best we can expect from Westminster? Or is there a better way forward? So, as the curtain falls on another episode of Parliament's greatest hits, we're left with a Prime Minister who's selective with history, an opposition hungry for a gotcha moment, and genuine progress hanging in the balance. Does it matter if Starmer's words were a slip, or is it just the latest spin in a long line of political gymnastics? You decide. If you enjoyed this rollercoaster of political theater, hit subscribe harder than the government hits the unprecedented button. Drop a comment. What's the wildest claim you've heard from a politician lately? This is Bennifer News, making sense of the nonsense. See you next time for more political translation. No historical amnesia required.